the Super Bowl uniforms have been revealed. The Eagles, they're the designated home team. And with the game being played in New Orleans, it's an NFC host team. That means they get to pick the uniforms. And they end up going with the midnight green. They're going with the midnight green uniforms. That means the Kansas City Chiefs will wear their white jerseys. That's the same color they wore a couple years ago when they beat the Eagles. And great game. They won 38-35 in Glendale. The Chiefs also wore their white in a 35-10 loss to Green Bay in Super Bowl IV. And then the first Super Bowl IV, they won. They actually beat the Vikings. But out of the previous 58 Super Bowls, 37 teams wearing white have gone on to win the game. That's a 64% win rate compared to the teams that don't wear white jerseys. So the white team has won 64%. The team that wears the white jerseys wears 64% of the games. The player that wears the non-white jerseys, they win 36% of the time. So interesting. They get to wear the white. We'll see if it has a big impact. I mean, it was mostly kind of insignificant for a couple of decades, but then starting in Super Bowl 39, it really had a big change and how it impacted the overall winner. The Patriots, when they beat the Eagles in 2005, the team that wore white won 6 games in a row. The Packers actually broke that streak in Super Bowl 45 after they beat the Steelers. But it's interesting. I mean, from 2012 to 2017, you had a 6-game winning streak. I mean, if you wear white, you have a better chance to win. That's what the odds tell us. J-Rob, do you believe in this? Or do you think it's ridiculous?
I mean, I do believe in the football gods, so I do believe in some level of sports superstition. But I'm not going to fall too much in this. I'm going to leave this one to coincidence right here. I'm going to be honest. And maybe I might be eating my words later, but this just kind of feels like those Super Bowl pick'ems where it's like, what color is the Gatorade going to be? What's the head? Is it going to be heads or tails? Is the first Super Bowl commercial going to be a beer commercial or a movie trailer? That type of vibe. So I'm not going to lose too much sleep over it, but it's also because that probably has something to do with who I'm picking the Super Bowl. But we'll talk about that later.
For sure. I mean, I think midnight green, it's a great choice. I actually think they're clean. My hot take, I think the midnight green looks better than the Kelly green. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. I know, but I grew up when they made that jersey switch. I remember Irving Fryer with that team. I mean, our guy Donovan McNabb with that number 5 jersey. I like the drop shadow with the black. The Kelly green, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, but I do think that the midnight green is a modern classic because it's really unique. No other team is wearing midnight green.
Facts.
And when I think of Kelly green, I think of Notre Dame and Joe Montana wearing the green jerseys. That's just me. I mean, that I know that's not everyone, but that's just me. So I'm not mad at the midnight green.
Would you throw their black uniform? If you were to rank black, navy, the midnight green, and the Kelly, where would you go?
I like the black. I actually don't like the black with the black helmets, though.
Really?
Because I think they already have black in the borders of the wings in their helmet that it already looks clean.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not a huge on the helmet change there, but the Kelly green's classic. I'm not mad at it. I just think that the midnight green's pretty fire. I mean, I actually kind of think it is.
Well, I like the Kelly green the most still. Creamsicle in Tampa Bay, by far the best jersey in the NFL.
Man,
in my opinion, we're going to go down that rabbit hole, but
that's a tough call. I think all time it's tough to go against the Packers just because so clean. It's unique. I think throwback wise, I got my Warren Moon Oilers number 1. Creamsicle Buccaneers is really nice. Honestly, Sports Illustrated had the Rams 80s uniforms, the Eric Dickerson ones, as right at the top. I mean, silver and black for the Raiders is a classic choice. Obviously, it's tough. There's so many great uniforms out there. Throwbacks wise, though, I think number 1 for me, though, is the Les Allworth, number 19, Chargers jersey. The powder blue with the lightning bolts on the shoulders. That, to me, is number 1. The Chargers throwback.
Not the Giants with the brown helmets that they busted out.
Oh, my God. We'll get into those, too. The Bumblebee Steelers are terrible. I mean, I honestly, the Rams have grown on me a little bit. Like, I just don't love gradient numbers in general. But there's a lot of great jerseys out there. I could do a whole episode of my top 5. But throwback wise, though, I like the Buccaneers creamsicles. Though that's definitely
my favorite. Oh man,
that's really in the mix. That's really in the mix.